Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin our program. Please welcome to the stage Dean of the College of Nursing, Greer Glazer.
Good evening, and welcome to the celebration of the University of Cincinnati College of Nursing's 26th annual Florence Nightingale Awards for Nursing Excellence. It's my 6th year here, and I've got to say it's one of the highlights every year for me. As Dean of the College of Nursing at UC, it's my pleasure to have you here this evening. This celebrates the excellence of all of nursing in the area and creates an opportunity to honor and to recognize the amazing commitment, intelligence, and passion of all of our nurses. And what better time to do this than Nurses Week? Please give yourselves a hand. I know you all know the most honest and ethical profession by the Gallup poll is nursing for the last 16 years. Actually, go ahead, yes. More than 8 out of 10 Americans describe nursing ethics as very high or high, and that's higher than all of the other professions. Needless to say, the American public consistently views nurses quite favorably, and the nursing profession continues to serve as the lifeblood and the connective tissue of the U.S. healthcare system. Shouldn't all nurses be proud of that? Once again this year, we are humbled and we are amazed by the stories and the accomplishments that so well reflect the degree to which nurses impact healthcare and people's lives. Every year, this gives me an opportunity to reflect on the trajectory of nursing as a profession. When we think of the champions of health, there is no bigger advocate for patients than the nurse. And you can see we've got little signs up here, and advocate is right over there. The characteristics of the nurse are around the walls. Standing firmly in the front lines of patient care, our role has always been of dedicated supporter, and we are the ones who know and collaborate the closest with patients and their families. Our profession has evolved over time to adapt to fluctuating healthcare landscapes, but the biggest changes really are still to come as our healthcare industry continues to seek quality of services over quantity, and as our patient populations change. Nursing is positioned to grow and to lead the transformation of healthcare. I'd like to begin the evening by thanking the members of the College of Nursing Board of Advisors for their ongoing support of the college and for this evening's program. Board members, I'd please ask you to rise. Juan Manuel Arredondo, Shannon Carter, Evan Klinkenbeard, Lana Hackworth, Sandra Laney, Colleen Lindholtz, Deborah Mason, Tim McGowan, Buffy Rixey, Marianne Rowe, Francis Schloss, John Steele Sr., Derek Van Amerongen, David Wells, Robert Wee. Could you please give this dedicated group of people a round of applause? I feel really lucky to be supported by the entire UC community, and tonight we've got 3 UC trustees. I'd like to ask Peg Valentine, Ginger Warner, Tom Cassidy, and his wife Karen Cassidy to please stand, and Andy Wyatt from the UC Foundation Board of Trustees. And I want to give our sponsors a huge thanks for tonight's events. We wouldn't have been able to do this without our sponsors. Our gold level sponsors, Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center and UC Health. Silver letter sponsors, the Joyce M. and Herbert W. Stilo Foundation, St. Elizabeth Healthcare, Tri-Health, Cincinnati Magazine. Our bronze level supporters, ChemEd Corporation Foundation, Halo Communications, and the UC Health Department of Surgery. Our copper level sponsors, Examity, Hilltop Companies, Humana, Kroger Health, Cincinnati VA Medical Center, Mercy Health, and the Christ Hospital Health Network. Please join me in thanking all of our sponsors. Thank you also to our media partner, Cincinnati Magazine, for your support. The May issue for the Cincinnati Magazine has special coverage on the Florence Nightingale Awards, and there are bios of all tonight's winners in that magazine. If you haven't read it, please make sure to get a copy. And last but not least, I'd like to thank a special group of leaders who continually demonstrate tremendous passion and advocacy for nurses, the nurse execs from our local healthcare systems who support this event year after year. As I think about nurses, we always say nurses are there 24/7, but the nurse execs are there 24/7, 7 days a week. They are always on call. So please, can our nurse execs please stand up and let us give you a big round of applause. Past and current board members, UC trustees, CNOs, nominees, sponsors, and media partners. Thank you for your support and your dedication in recognizing nursing talent right here in the Cincinnati region and making this event a success year after year. Florence Nightingale is better known for her time as a nurse during the Crimean War, fighting the obstructive army and medical officials to ensure that the sick and wounded were nursed in civilized conditions and with proper care. Few of us are aware of the importance of that story sequel, of how, from her sickbed, Nightingale attempted to supervise the modernization of nursing, together with advising governments on army reform, sanitation in Britain and India, and she was an expert in hospital design. Almost 200 years ago, Nightingale already embodied true nursing leadership, the type that has nothing to do with a title, has nothing to do with seniority or position in a hierarchy, nothing to do with any of those, but it's directly related to one's ability to influence others in a way that maximizes their efforts toward achievement of a goal. A long time has passed since Nightingale's days, and I'm glad to see that the influence and autonomy of nurses has steadily increased over time. Tonight, we are going to recognize 6 nurses who embody excellence and leadership in our profession. But I really, really wish we could honor all 162 nurses who were nominated for this award if we had time. So tonight, you sit among some of the most passionate and talented nurses in Cincinnati, and I've been in a lot of states, and I'm gonna say in the United States. Could tonight's winners and our nominees please stand? And if there were any past Nightingale winners, please can you stand too for a round of applause? Thank you to each and every one of you for your contributions to the nursing profession and for your contributions to the people that we are so privileged to care for. You are leaders in transforming our healthcare system through the extraordinary work that you do as you raise the standard of healthcare for people and our profession. The advancement of nursing education is a key factor in the growing influence of nurses, and I'm glad to share a video that shows a few of the efforts and the initiatives at the University of Cincinnati College of Nursing, things we are doing right now that put us at the forefront of nursing education in the United States. Please turn to the screens. hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about our college, and just to say I'm really proud to be the dean of such a wonderful college that is preparing a culturally competent, diverse group of nurses so that they provide excellent care to all. Now, I do want to mention something. Recently, last week, there was an article in the paper that said, yes, we have 3 million nurses in the United States, and more than 1 million registered nurses are going to be needed by 2022 to fulfill our healthcare needs. In 2017, nursing schools turned away more than 56,000 qualified applicants from undergraduate nursing programs. So for all you nurses in the audience, think about delaying your retirement. We're going to need each and every one of you, and it really is important that we continue to provide excellent care as we are, but we are committed to trying to educate the next group of nurses that are going to fill everybody's roles. But we're acutely aware of the nursing shortage, and we're doing everything we can to try to add nurses to that. I think some of you would probably be surprised to know UC's College of Nursing has about 2,800 nursing students. We're one of the largest in the country. Anyways, the Florence Nightingale Award, in addition to celebrating great nursing talent, is also a fundraiser for our College of Nursing. Since 1997, more than 170 UC College of Nursing students have benefited from over $375,000 in scholarships that are directly funded from this event. We are nationally recognized for our efforts to attract, retain, and graduate a diverse workforce that reflects our country's population through several initiatives to support students who are first-gen, who have incomes that are low, and economically and racially diverse students. Tonight, we give everyone in the room the ability to help us to continue helping our students in real time. All you have to do to donate is to get your phone and go to impact.ucedu/Nightingale. No amount is too small, and the impact of your generosity is huge. You can find the URL on the back of your program. So you can have an idea of the impact of that your giving can have. I'd like to introduce one of our students who made the most out of the opportunities that were presented to him. His name is Sean Brown, so he just graduated. He's part of our Leadership 2.0 program. He was the senior class president, and he received the Roberta Clark Hoffman Award for embodying the spirit of nursing and a strong sense of community awareness to promote the profession. Sean?
I just want to say, driving down here today, there's a different feeling you have when you're driving down and realize you don't have class the next day. It's a beautiful feeling. You can just blast your music and just cruise and know that you're going to be all right. Do you all remember in elementary school when you had to draw what you wanted to be when you grew up? Some of you might have said firefighters, police officers, teachers, maybe even doctors. But I always stood out. All I wanted to be was a school bus driver. I was always excited during field trips when I wanted to sit really close to the driver so I could see them turn the wheel. That was, for some reason, my favorite part. I have memories of my maternal grandmother, whom I affectionately called Little Grandma, rocking me to sleep and asking me why I wanted to be a bus driver. I remember telling her, I just want to help the kids get to school safely. She would always smile and say, then you be the best bus driver you can be. But I think God has a bigger purpose for you. So when I got into high school, I kept that in mind. I wanted to find something that would allow me to fulfill that purpose. During my freshman year of high school, I got to go to New Orleans, and my paternal grandmother, who I call Big Grandma, talked to me about nursing. I learned that she had retired as a nursing supervisor at the VA, and then went on to open up her own adult daycare center. She invited me to shadow at her center, and I got to see the versatility that nursing provides. But I still wasn't sold until I became the patient. My sophomore year of high school, I spent 4 days in the hospital with pneumonia. Having asthma, that was very, very difficult for me. But it was during those moments that I had my aha moment. Seeing how the nurses interacted with myself, with each other, and with my family gave me the idea that this was something I could see myself doing. Since then, the bus driving stage in my life, it stuck with me. I always wanted to do right by people. I figured this was God's plan for me. So I stuck with it, did my own research on what types of nursing paths I wanted to take, even sought out shadowing opportunities. Then came the time to apply for colleges. I was selective. I knew I wanted a direct admit nursing program that had a high passage rate and also was nationally recognized. I was accepted into all the schools I applied to with scholarship. But UC offered me something different, something I needed the most, a family. Not only was I awarded the Darwin T. Turner Scholarship, but I also had the opportunity to interview for the Leadership 2.0 program. Along with my mother, I interviewed with Dean Glazer, Dr. Bankston, and who we know as Ms. Kim. They told me that if I chose UC, they would make sure that I had the support and resources needed to accomplish my goals. From that moment on, I was sold. The week after I graduated high school, I came down from Cleveland to UC for the summer bridge program. It wasn't easy. I was away from my family, my friends, and everything I knew and loved. And for the first time ever, I was not able to go down to New Orleans for the 4th of July weekend. I wanted to go to Essence Festival to see Prince. My dad kept telling me, we'll see him again. Never got to see him. But I knew that sacrifices had to be made. Being one of the few males and even fewer men of color, I struggled to find my place. Even though I was doing all right in classes, I still felt defeated. But I kept remembering those words my grandma used to tell me, God's purpose, God's purpose. I continued to fight because I knew my purpose was to provide the best care possible to the patients in the most vulnerable time. I wanted to learn how to be that best nurse I can be. Having now graduated and currently studying for my boards, I can proudly say that UC College of Nursing has prepared me well. I was taught by knowledgeable and amazing faculty, supported and embraced by stellar academic advisors and program directors, and got to work with some of the greatest leaders the college had to offer. UC delivered on their promise to give me a family and to get me through successfully. I gained a couple extra moms in Dr. Bankston and Ms. Kim. One of my best friends, Alfred Wong, got to meet him in the College of Nursing, lifelong friend now, and most recently, even an unexpected girlfriend. I can proudly say that now that I've graduated, I'll be moving to Atlanta, Georgia, where I will continue my work and my career in ICU. I know that I have to continue to push myself outside my comfort zone, and this is a big move for me. But I'm determined to become a more well-rounded, knowledgeable nurse, and to further my education by getting my doctorate. But I know whatever I do in my career, I know that the UC College of Nursing has prepared me well to tackle obstacles such as affordability, efficiency, and access. Thank you, College of Nursing. Thank you, University of Cincinnati.
I did try to talk him into staying in Cincinnati for one of you, but he's promised me he's coming back. So we'll be back, and we'll see him here again at a future Nightingale event. Thanks, Sean, so much for sharing your story with us, and I know that you will be an outstanding ambassador for UC's College of Nursing in Atlanta and wherever you end up. Now to present the 26th Nightingale Awards, I'd now like to call Derek Van Amerongen, the chair of our College of Nursing Board of Advisors. In the meantime, please don't forget to donate to our crowdfunding. It's your opportunity to contribute to the future of nursing, future healthcare right here in Cincinnati.
Well, thank you, Dean Glazer, and good evening, everyone. I think if there's one special night of the year, this is absolutely it. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be on the same stage with so many inspiring and compassionate people. On behalf of my friends and colleagues on the Board of Advisors for the College of Nursing, I'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight to celebrate these exceptional women and men who continue to inspire us with their accomplishments and leadership. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to recognize these amazing nurses who continue to raise the bar for our profession, as we just saw with Sean Brown. Congratulations to all who were nominated this year. Today, we have the honor to recognize 6 examples of excellence in nursing. As I introduce to you each award recipient, I would invite them on stage. We would also like to invite the recipient's employer representative to join us as well. So it's my pleasure to introduce the 2018 Florence Nightingale Awards in Excellence Nursing recipients. Our first Nightingale Award winner is Rita Hartman from Good Samaritan Hospital. The depth of Rita's compassion is best summed up in a story her colleagues shared. Last year, Rita cared for a patient who spent more than 2 months at Good Sam. During that time, she learned his likes and dislikes, often anticipated a need before he even asked. The patient spent his final days in the ICU, where Rita visited him daily. Although she wasn't working when he decided to stop treatment, Rita drove from her Indiana home to be with him and his wife until he passed. This isn't the first time that she has extended such care and compassion in her more than 43 years as a nurse. Leading the way and role modeling the true meaning of the art and science of nursing, she has helped many of her team members make great strides in their personal and professional growth. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating 2018 Florence Nightingale Award winner, Rita Hartman.
Thank you all. This is still very surreal for me, so bear with me. I may get a little choked at times, so please bear with me. I'm Rita Hartman, RN of 43 years. My experiences have included med-surg, ICUs, CCUs, ERs, the hemodialysis unit, cardiac outpatient testing, and float pool. I have had traveling assignments which have been invaluable in nurturing my professional and personal growth. I love what I do. It can be difficult, challenging, and at times frustrating, bringing me to tears. Nursing is who I am. I love the connectedness with patients. I love being their advocate and their biggest cheerleader. I learn and grow from patients sharing their experiences, their history, their diseases, their fears, and their joys. I love laughing and crying with them. Bedside nursing has been my calling and my passion. Being with patients at their most vulnerable and surrendered times, searching for comfort and compassion. Their eyes hold their wants and their needs of their soul. How honored I am to experience this with them. As a nurse leader, I strive to be visual and hands-on, to be available and teach by example. It is my responsibility as a mentor and colleague to teach and share the abundant skills and knowledge that my career has given me. I want to thank my children, Jason and Aaron, and my family for honoring who I am and supporting me. Thank you all, my coworkers, past and present, who have taught me to be a better nurse and person. Thank you to the UC Foundation and the UC Alumni Association and the UC College of Nursing for bestowing the award and honor upon me. I'm still reeling. I am indebted to all the healthcare systems where I have worked. I am who I am today because of you. Thank you, Good Sam, for being my home. To all the patients and their families who I have been honored and blessed to be entrusted with their care, and to Rhonda Wilson, my present nurse manager, for believing in me, making my weaknesses my strengths, supporting me, encouraging me, and for never tiring of submitting my nomination for this award. I think we've calculated she's done it 8 or 12 times, something like that. Or she's given the paperwork to someone to fill out. So thank you, Rhonda, I love you. Your efforts have paid off, and for that I am very thankful and deeply grateful. Thank you.
Our next Nightingale Award recipient this evening is Matt Yockey from the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. Administering preoperative and intraoperative medications before and during surgery, Matt knows not all of his patients remember him at their bedside. Yet he does it with a smile and always follows up with them after surgery. He's learned about personal connections while working with grieving family members at his family's funeral home during his youth, and it's also a behavior that he models for his nurse anesthesia students. Matt's lessons about compassion in nursing extend beyond the classroom. He's led 4 medical mission trips to Belize and also works at Camp Itilba, a summer camp in Burlington, Kentucky for pediatric burn victims and other patients at Shriners Hospital for Children. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating 2018 Florence Nightingale Award winner, Matt Yockey.
It's a great honor to receive this prestigious award here tonight. The Florence Nightingale Award is held in such high regard, and I'm truly blessed to be a recipient. Ms. Nightingale has and will always be a guiding light for all nursing due to her vigilance and determination. Congratulations to all those whom I stand up here with tonight. You're role models for every healthcare provider out there. You show us the true meaning of being a nurse. As I reflect on my achievements, I would be nowhere without the guidance from so many people along the way. The mentoring from numerous RNs, especially those CRNAs that I've received along my career, will continue to push me ahead. A special thanks to pediatric anesthesiologist Dr. John McCall. Your unbiased approach to education toward anybody at any time, from nursing students to medical students, nurse practitioners, residents, attendings, and even high school students, has not gone unnoticed. You have inspired me to become an educator with a desire to practice an unbiased approach that you have so much modeled. You're an inspiration to all educators. John, you're a wonderful mentor, and I'm extremely proud to practice with you each and every day. To my parents, thank you for the wonderful upbringing, as I was fortunate to have experienced. All of my success is only due to your sacrifice, especially my mother, Lynn. All the exposure and work at our family funeral home has made me the person and nurse that I am today. Your compassion and ability to connect with everyone has left a lasting impression on myself and our community. Father, Dennis, you have enlightened me with so many key life lessons, including your unbelievable work ethic, but most notably, your true respect for each and every human as a whole. And Christina, my love, thank you for your unconditional love and support over the years. You're the heart and soul of our family. Even though you probably feel like you should be married to the dog. After all, he spends a lot more time with you than I do. In all sincerity, though, you have been by my side, and I can't wait to watch our family grow. It's the only thing that gives me great happiness. I truly love my job. It's rewarding beyond any means, especially in the fact that I'm able to pursue other aspects of nursing that I hold so dear in my heart, including teaching and my volunteer work with Camp Yosilaba and my mission trips to Belize. Lastly, with this being Nurses Week, I give a sincere thank you to all the nurses out there. I look forward to working with you each and every day as we continue to lead, to inspire, and most of all, to heal. Thank you.
Okay, so I'd like to congratulate our first two awardees. Your speeches were very inspiring, and it's wonderful, everything that you did, and we're so proud to be able to award you with the Nightingale Award. I will continue recognizing our award winners after dinner, but what I'd like to do is draw your attention to the screens. Please feel free to applaud people and celebrate all of our nominees. They're displayed. Everyone's name will show up there and where they're from, and please celebrate everybody because everybody deserves to be celebrated. We're all proud of everything you do. So thanks for being here. Enjoy your dinner, and we'll be back after dinner. I hope you enjoyed your dinner, and if you aren't finished, please continue eating, and the dessert's delicious too, so please have some of that. So you should see on your tables a little circular like this and our program. I want to just remind you, we have a huge shortage of nurses. We need people to be in school. 85% of our students have financial need, and we really are losing people to the profession because they can't afford to go to nursing school. So part of this, again, is a fundraiser for our scholarships. So if you could please fill this out. Those of you who have your phones, could you take your phones out? And on the back of the program is just the Impact UC-EDU Nightingale. You can just donate on your phone right now. We'd really appreciate it, and this is a way of honoring all of our nurses, so thanks very much for that. Now I want to welcome to the stage again Derek Van Amerongen. We will continue to recognize our awardees. We had 2 before, so we've got 4 more to go.
Thank you, Greer. I'd like to recognize our next 2018 Nightingale Award recipient, Jeanette Wiedemann from Lindner Center of Hope. Jeanette told her mother she was going to be a nurse at just 6 years of age. Now a nurse at Lindner Center of Hope, a mental health and addiction center, she never wavered from that goal. Patient, thoughtful, and empathetic, Jeanette also extends her concern to patients, family members, and has served as a mentor to younger nurses throughout her career. With an almost endless supply of compassion, Jeanette doesn't just give at work at home, she also gives to the community by volunteering at the Vineyards Healing Center, a ministry of Vineyard Cincinnati Church that offers practical, social, and spiritual support to individuals and their families. For exemplifying the values of Florence Nightingale, it's my pleasure to present Jeanette Wiedemann with the 2018 Florence Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence.
I am humbled and I'm honored and I'm blessed to be nominated for this award, especially by a fellow nurse. And she was also a 2016 award recipient, and that's Donna Gorman. I'm recognized for my work at Hospice of Cincinnati, where it was an honor to walk with patients and their families for 17 years at end of life. I am now honored to walk with people during another challenging time of their lives at the Lindner Center. I am thankful that my parents provided for my initial education to start my lifelong dream of being a nurse. But most of all, I am thankful to God for giving me the gifts and talents to be a nurse and all of the many nursing opportunities and experiences over these past 43 years. Thank you.
Our next Nightingale Award recipient this evening is Monica Smith from the Cincinnati VA Medical Center. Monica knows that her patients at the VA's Spinal Cord Injury and Disorders Clinic may never experience a cure, so she spends most of her time helping them cope and live life to the fullest. Typically, Monica is the first person a veteran meets during an initial visit, and her friendly and empathetic attitude helps veterans and their families feel at ease. She usually continues to see those patients or talk with them by phone for the rest of their lives, which often means that she witnesses a patient's decline. Nevertheless, Monica persists in helping her patients cope, going to great lengths to get them the equipment or services they need to be as comfortable as possible. For her outstanding leadership with our veterans, please join me in applauding Monica Smith, 2018 Florence Nightingale Award winner.
Thank you and good evening. I want to first say thank you to Jesus Christ, who gives me health and strength to do what I do each and every day. My family and my closest friends who are here with me tonight and who have stood by me throughout this journey. The University of Cincinnati for helping me to establish my nursing career, as I am a graduate of the university, as well as a former recipient of the Darwin T. Turner Scholarship. The UC College of Nursing, I'd like to thank them as well for honoring myself and the other winners here tonight. I would like to thank my manager and my spinal cord injury physician, Dr. Austin Nobunaga, who nominated me for this prestigious award, my colleagues that I work alongside of at the Cincinnati VA Medical Center, and last but not least, my patients, for without them, there is no me. Tonight I have to share how it all began for me. 25 years ago, I was a teenage expectant mom, and 5 weeks before my delivery date, my water broke. It was just a slow leak. After arriving at the hospital, the doctors told my family to go home and rest because I would likely be there for days to weeks before delivering. In the wee hours of the morning, I began to have labor pains, and by the time the nursing staff realized I was in labor, it was too late. I was carried off urgently through the hallway on a stretcher. I remember hearing a nurse say, "Call her family." They were 30 minutes away and would never make it. As we darted through the hallways, I was pushing uncontrollably, and he was coming. A nurse, unfortunately, I don't remember her name, so we'll just call her Florence, because she was my Florence Nightingale. Florence immediately took charge and told me to stop pushing. I yelled at her, "I can't." She then said with command and authority, "Look at me." And she taught me in seconds how to breathe. Miraculously, the urge to push ceased. After arriving in the delivery room, the doctor yells out, "No epidural," and explains I am already 8 centimeters dilated. As I realize the severity of the situation, a small tear falls down my face, and I say in a frightened voice, "I can't do this." Again, my Florence Nightingale, in her authoritative voice, says, "Yes, you can." Florence coached me through labor, and with only 3 pushes, I had a healthy but small 4-pound, 3-ounce baby boy, and I had experienced one of the most influential memories of my life. Although each patient interaction may not be as exciting or dramatic as this, it was later, while reflecting on the experience, that I realized just what good nurses do. They tune into and connect with their patients, they gain their patients' attention and trust, and most importantly, change their experiences and their lives for the better. This is what nursing is all about and what I strive to do each and every day. Thank you.
And Monica, I have to say, as an obstetrician and the husband of an OB nurse, I loved your story. Our next Nightingale recipient is Stephanie Mackey from Tri-Health Bethesda Butler Hospital. Stephanie thrives in one of the most stressful environments possible, an emergency department at a large hospital. The high-energy personality of this clinical nurse 3, who holds more than 30 years of nursing experience, translates into a keen ability to calmly bond with patients. Confident, disciplined, and committed to excellence, Stephanie has made endless contributions to nursing practice by educating colleagues on topics including emergency triage, trauma, disaster, pediatric, and geriatric care. She walks the walk by immersing herself in educational courses year after year and then sharing the knowledge with everyone. For being a true leader in the nursing profession, it's my pleasure to present the 2018 Florence Nightingale Award to Stephanie Mackey.
I am also a UC grad, 1984, but in 1984, I didn't need to use this. I also didn't need this big font either, so. Okay, so thank you. I would like to accept this award on behalf of every nurse who is deserving and delivers excellent care and compassionate care every day, and also thank the patients and the families who have given nurses the opportunity to care for them. I am very humbled and grateful to receive this award because I kind of feel like this is the Academy Award and the Olympic Gold all in one and the People's Choice. So. All right, so those who know me know that I am not a person of very few words, so it was really difficult for me to condense this and not crack jokes. I was told I wasn't supposed to do that, but I am very passionate with my nursing career. So nurses are the pioneers and leaders who strive to improve healthcare through critical thinking, evidence-based practice, and autonomy. Very blessed, and you know what? We do make the difference. So I enjoy the opportunity to educate and mentor patients, families, and colleagues, especially the new grads who are going to take care of me one of these days. Most of my coworkers and family over there would agree that my ADHD personality seems to be a good fit for ER nursing. So my nickname has been Roadrunner, Crazy Legs, and anything else you want to say. I also teach ballet, so. I want to take this opportunity to recognize my manager, Kathy Leibowitz. She's Butler's emergency department manager, and also Marianne Niehaus O'Toole, one of my other coworkers, for nominating me for this distinguished honor. Marianne was one of the instructors at UC when I was a new grad, and everybody wanted to be her student because she looked like Farrah Fawcett hair. So. I also wanted to thank all of my colleagues at Butler ED and previous Bethesda North staff who have helped me define my career and helped me grow personally and professionally. I want to thank my parents for instilling, this is where I might cry, for instilling a strong work ethic and commitment to family, friends, and community, and giving me great DNA to always strive for excellence. My mother, Betty, who is a retired nurse of 38 years, right, Mom? Who shared her wisdom and expertise and taught me how to put on pantyhose and press my white uniform and polish my white shoes and put on my hat. So thank you now for scrubs and tennis shoes. Thank you, Lord. Also want to thank my father, Jack, who taught me how to multitask, take care of everything, jerry-rig everything, and most of all, pay it forward. I also want to thank my brother, John, and his friend, Dr. Chuck Stinson, who surprised me by flying from Florida today to experience Ohio weather. And my dear friend, Mindy Campbell, who also traveled from Texas, and I want to share this. We have been friends for 25 years, and we met on the dance floor at an emergency nurses convention. So, you can see that nursing can also serve as a long-lasting camaraderie for friendship. But last but not least, I want to thank my husband, Paul, and my children, Corey Bush, Michael Bush, who lives in Tennessee, and my stepdaughter, Taylor, who have supported me through their understanding and have put up with all of my jokes and my stories. So, and thank you all very much. Thank you again. Do I get to retire now? I know I have to work another how many years?
And our last Nightingale Award recipient this evening, last but not least, is Barbara Earhart from University of Cincinnati Medical Center. Barbara's impact on nursing is incalculable. During her more than 50 years as a nurse, and that does deserve extra applause, she served on the front lines of an unprecedented era of medical innovation. Barbara is an amazing teacher who willingly takes leads on most projects that are needed. She is co-chair of the Health and Safety Fair at a local grade school for over 1,000 students. She also volunteers her time at the school to help with scoliosis screenings, vision testing, and more. Barb also volunteers at the Justice Center Talbert House for Women and at City Gospel Missions Outreach Program. Her compassion and commitment to these services is beyond inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating 2018 Florence Nightingale Award winner, Barbara Earhart.
When Shelley from the College of Nursing called to tell me that I was one of the recipients, I thought there was a mistake. And so I kept expecting to get a phone call that said, Barb, you're the wrong Barb Earhart. But that phone call never came. So I am delighted to be with you this evening. Nursing in my family is much more than a profession. It's a way of life. My daughter, one of my daughters, is a heart failure nurse. My sister was a hospice nurse. My background is critical care and education, and my mother was a nurse. I remember my dad telling friends that he had one daughter who was going to make sure he had a peaceful death, and the other one to make sure it didn't happen too soon. Okay. Nursing's what I do. Nursing is what I like to do. And so it was a no-brainer to compare the nursing that I love with volunteer work. In '77, I became a CPR instructor, and now it's a BLS instructor. In fact, the first article I ever had published was modifying CPR techniques to meet the needs of a physical challenged person. Okay. I was a Red Cross nurse and was sent to Beverly Hills the night it burned. And our challenge was to assess the victims for any signs of life. Unfortunately, that was not to be. I also volunteer in a nurse-run clinic. That was developed by Adele Corbin. It's sponsored by UCMC Nursing's division, and is housed in City Gospel Mission. And our patient population is the homeless and the poor. Also, this is the 10th year that Barb Evans and I have done a two-day, not one, two-day health fair for 1,000 students at our elementary school. And I was a founding member of our parish health ministry. And with all these wonderful different ladies, we have done lots and lots of community work, done lots of health screenings, done a lot of community presentations. Last year, the last one that we've done was suicide prevention for the teenager. All right. And then we've also done lots and lots of projects, some of them clinical and some of them not so clinical. Some of the clinical ones was actually organizing a cadre of nurses to change dressings for 2 young burn victims from Guatemala who were up in Cincinnati for a 3-month stint for reconstruction surgery. And jail ministries, as they alluded to. One of our current ongoing projects is the brainchild of Karen Sess, and that was we are creating comfort bags for people undergoing chemotherapy so that the treatment is a little bit more tolerable. And so I have lots and lots of people to thank. I need to thank Amy Costanzo and Karen for sending out an email which read, "Undercover Mission," for Barb's nomination. And the responses of all my colleagues who were very, very kind and sent their examples and shared experiences, which is the basis of this nomination. I also found out the power of Facebook. We had over 300 likes and over 100 comments. And I must tell you, reading these comments made me nervous. I expected one to say, "Barb, you can wake up now. This has just been a dream." And in addition to them, of course, I need to thank the UC Foundation and the University of Cincinnati School of Nursing for creating and to continue sponsoring this award. In my humble opinion, it doesn't get any better than this. And I'm most humbled to have even been considered for this award. Thank you.
How many of you are here for the first time? Raise your hand. Keep your hand up if you're going to come back next year. This is such an incredible group of people that won the Nightingale Awards this year. Every year it's wonderful, but I can't thank you enough for all you do on behalf of the nursing profession and of patients, those people that we are here to provide quality care for. So I want to once again congratulate everyone, whether you were a winner, you were a nominee, or you're a nurse that was neither of those, and hopefully we'll see you up here next year. I want to thank everybody for your passion, for your leadership, the care you give every single day. I hope tonight serves as an inspiration to everyone and that we want to continue all the important work that we've been doing. I hope it serves as an inspiration to continue and expand your collaboration and your support of the nursing profession. If you haven't had the chance to donate, please leave the card. We'll have a table out there. But again, congratulations to everyone. And for all of you who are here to support our nominees and the nurses, thank you too, because it takes all of us. See you next year.